What if I told you that the secret to, mastering a completely new language isn't actually buried in some thick, boring grammar textbook?
Right, definitely not.
It's actually hiding right in your television set.
Yeah.
And, well, your bathroom mirror.
It really is.
So welcome to our conversation today. We are incredibly happy that you are here just sharing this time with us.
We really are. It's always a genuine privilege to sit down and explore these ideas with you.
Exactly. And whether you're, preparing for a new job or moving to a new city or just trying to expand your world, we want to talk directly to you today.
We're keeping things nice and relaxed today. Our goal is to focus on a very specific journey.
Right.
Building your English skills from the very first step, what we might call the beginner level, like A or A1.
But doing it in a way that is highly optimized and, well, actually enjoyable.
Because language learning should never feel like a punishment.
No, absolutely not. It should never feel like a chore. And a chore is, an unpleasant task you're forced to do, like washing the dishes.
Right? Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
It should feel like an adventure.
It really should. So today, we are going to break down this adventure into 4 clear, connected actions.
Mental and physical actions, yeah.
We're going to look at listening, reading, writing, and speaking.
And we are going to explore the underlying logic of why these methods work so perfectly.
Which is the crucial part, I think.
It is. When you understand how your brain actually absorbs information, you can stop fighting against yourself.
Yeah.
You can just start learning naturally.
Okay, let's unpack this. How can we make listening and reading feel less like an academic test and more like a natural, fun activity?
Well, we start by taking advantage of something most people already love doing.
Which is?
We start in the easiest, most relaxing environment possible. You simply sit on your comfortable couch.
I love the sound of that already.
Right. We want to lower what scientists call the affective filter.
The affective filter, what exactly is that?
Think of it like an invisible wall in your mind, and it's built by stress.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, when you are stressed or anxious about making a mistake, that wall goes up, and new information just cannot get into your memory.
It bounces right off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when you are relaxed on your couch, that wall comes down. Your brain is open and ready to receive.
That makes total sense. So we're sitting on the couch and we are going to watch television.
Yes, but not a complex documentary or a fast-paced action movie.
No, that would be too much.
To optimize your learning, you want to start with a short 20-minute sitcom.
And a sitcom is simply a situation comedy. A funny show about everyday life.
Exactly. Or you can even watch a children's cartoon.
Which are great, actually.
They are, because in these shows, the vocabulary is practical, the actors speak with very clear emotion, and the stories are, well, they're just very easy to follow.
Precisely. And here's the strategy for how you actually watch it, because you don't just turn it on and zone out.
Right, there's a method.
First, you watch the episode with the audio in English, but you turn on the subtitles in your own native language.
This is incredibly important for beginners.
It is. It provides a safety net. You understand the story, you know the characters, and you eliminate all that confusion.
But then you take the big step.
The big step.
You watch that same episode again, and you switch the subtitles to English.
Now, I have to push back here for a moment.
Sure, go ahead.
Doesn't reading English subtitles while listening to English audio feel, completely overwhelming for someone just starting out?
It can, yeah.
It sounds like you are asking them to read a book at the speed of a television show.
That is a very valid concern, and it's entirely normal to feel overwhelmed at first.
Yeah.
But you do not need to understand every single word. You really don't.
Right.
You are using the visual context, the actors' faces, the environment, the emotion. You use all that to fill in the gaps.
I like to think of English subtitles like using training wheels on a bicycle.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Yeah, when you first learn to ride a bike, training wheels give you just enough balance so you don't fall over. They allow your brain to focus entirely on the mechanics of pedaling. English subtitles do the exact same thing.
They really do.
They support your understanding just enough so your brain can focus on the sounds and the structure of the sentences, all without losing the plot of the show.
And at first, it is a heavy workout.
Mm-hmm.
But soon, you look up at the actors more, and you rely on the training wheels less.
What's fascinating here is the actual mechanism inside your brain when you use those training wheels.
Oh, the brain science here is amazing.
Yeah.
There's a concept called dual coding.
Dual coding.
Yeah. When you look at the screen and you read the visual word hello in the subtitles, and you hear the actor's voice say the audio sound hello at the exact same fraction of a second.
Something special happens.
Exactly. Your brain lights up in two different places. It creates a very powerful neurological bridge.
So you are giving your memory two different pathways to find that same word later on. If you forget how it sounds, you might remember how it looks.
Exactly. You are passively improving your spelling and your listening comprehension at the exact same time.
Just simply by linking the visual text with the spoken sound.
It's incredible.
That is incredibly efficient. But, watching TV on the couch is still mostly a passive activity.
It is.
At some point, we have to move from just absorbing the language to actually producing it. We need to participate.
Yes, we do.
Which brings us to our second phase, writing and vocabulary building.
Writing physically moves the language from the screen right into your own personal reality.
But there is a very dangerous trap here that we need to avoid.
Oh, absolutely.
Many beginners try to pause the TV and write down every single word they do not know.
That is a terrible idea. Please do not do that.
No.
It leads to immediate burnout. Your brain has a limited capacity for new information at one time.
Right.
It's also called cognitive load. If you try to carry 20 heavy boxes at once, you will drop all of them.
Yeah, but if you carry 5.
If you carry 5, you will reach your destination successfully.
That brings us to a highly practical rule. The 5 words rule.
I love this rule.
Pick exactly 5 new words per television episode. No more.
5 is a manageable number. It guarantees success rather than frustration.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. What do you actually do with these 5 words?
Right, because you don't just write a list in a notebook and close it.
No, that's inefficient. Instead, you write the word, you write the meaning, and then you must create a simple sentence of your own.
Creating your own sentence is how you take ownership. You force your brain to apply the knowledge.
Yeah.
And a fantastic neurological hack for beginners is to learn words in pairs of opposites, which we call antonyms.
Let's explore why that works so well. And we can give some examples that are extremely useful for everyday life or even preparing for a job interview.
That's a great idea. When you learn opposites, you are building mental anchors. Let's take the concept of weight.
Okay, weight.
We have the word heavy. H-E-A-V-Y. Heavy describes an object that has a lot of weight, something that requires effort to lift.
Like a large box of books.
Exactly. The opposite is light. L-I-G-H-T. Light means it has very little weight. It is easy to lift.
Like a single piece of paper.
Right. And by learning them together, if you forget one, the other helps pull it back into your memory.
So if my new word from the TV show is heavy, I would write the word, note that it means hard to lift, and then write my own sentence like, this box is heavy.
Perfect. Let's look at another pair regarding cost. Expensive and cheap.
Very useful words.
Definitely. Expensive means something costs a high amount of money. Cheap means it costs a low amount of money.
So you might write, the car is expensive.
Yes. Let's do one more pair, dealing with condition. Clean and dirty.
Okay.
Clean means free from marks, soil, or bacteria. Dirty means covered in marks or soil.
My sentence could simply be, my hands are clean.
Yes. These are foundational words, and by putting them into your own sentence, you prove to yourself that you understand the mechanics of the language.
It's not an overwhelming mountain of grammar rules.
Not at all.
It's just 5 individual bricks that you are placing perfectly into a wall today.
And this methodology is incredibly powerful if you are preparing to speak with an employer.
Oh, absolutely.
You are building a toolkit. If you learn the word fast, meaning quick, and slow, meaning not quick, you suddenly have a tool for an interview.
Right. You can confidently say, I am a fast learner.
Exactly. You just constructed a sentence that demonstrates your value, and you used a word you completely own.
That is a wonderful application. You take the raw material from the TV, you process it in your notebook, and you turn it into a tool for your real life.
It really works.
Okay, so we have listened, we have read our subtitles, and we have taken ownership of our 5 words through writing.
So what's next?
Now, we must engage the physical body. We have to train our anatomy to actually speak these words out loud.
Yes.
This is our third phase, muscle memory and pronunciation.
This is a step many people skip.
Yeah.
Because they think language is purely mental.
Right, like it's just in your head.
But speaking a new language is a deeply physical activity.
Let's go back to our television show. A highly effective technique is known as Shadowing.
Shadowing.
Yeah, you hear an actor say a sentence, you pause the video, and you repeat that exact sentence out loud.
You try to mimic everything.
Everything. If the actor is angry, you lower your voice and sound angry. If they are joyful, you smile widely and sound joyful.
You literally become an actor in your own living room.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, your physical speech organs, like your mouth, your vocal cords, and your lips, they have spent your entire life moving in the specific patterns of your native language.
Right. They are simply not used to making the shapes required for English sounds.
It is exactly like learning a new physical sport or a complex dance routine.
Precisely. You have to teach your muscles how to move in a totally foreign way.
And when you repeat the actor's lines out loud over and over, you are developing muscle memory.
Your muscles begin to remember the physical shape of the word, without your conscious brain having to direct every single movement.
To make this dance easier to learn, we can break words down into their smaller rhythmic parts.
We call these parts syllables.
Breaking words down removes the intimidation factor, doesn't it?
It completely does. Any complex word is just a series of small, easy sounds connected together. Let's practice this right now.
Okay, if you are listening to us, try this wherever you are. Let's take the standard greeting, hello.
It is made of 2 rhythmic beats. 2 syllables, hello.
Try it out loud, hello.
Excellent. Now let's try a time of day. Morning.
Again, 2 syllables, morning.
Say it with us, morning.
And finally, let's try the word name. This word does not have 2 beats. It is a single sound, 1 syllable, name.
When you slow down and observe the syllables, you realize you are perfectly capable of pronouncing anything.
You really are.
And to build on this physical practice, I strongly recommend a specific daily routine. It tackles both muscle memory and psychology.
Oh, I like this part.
Every morning, stand in front of the mirror, look directly into your own eyes, and speak your English sentences out loud to your reflection.
Why the mirror, though? Why is looking at ourselves so important?
Because a massive part of language learning is overcoming the psychological discomfort of hearing yourself sound different.
Right. We often feel silly or embarrassed when we try a new accent.
We do. Standing at the mirror forces you to confront that discomfort. Say your sentence 10 times. Hello, my name is, and state your name.
Watch your mouth form the shapes.
Exactly.
So by watching yourself do it repeatedly, the image of you speaking English stops being a strange fantasy. It becomes a normal, boring reality.
You normalize your own success.
Yes, 10 times a day. Good morning, how are you?
You're rewiring your brain to accept this new version of yourself. It builds an incredibly deep foundation of confidence.
So what does this all mean? We have passively absorbed the sounds on the couch. We have selectively processed our 5 words in our notebook. And we have physically trained our muscles and our confidence in front of the mirror.
We've done a lot.
We have. Now, it is time for the final phase, application. Taking these skills out into the unpredictability of the real world.
It is time to deploy the most powerful tool in any language, a simple greeting.
But for a beginner, stepping out and speaking to a native speaker can feel terrifying.
Oh, completely. The fear of being judged is very real.
So how do we overcome that friction?
You overcome it by understanding human nature. A greeting is a mechanism for reducing social friction.
Right.
And signals that you are friendly and open. Let me share 3 brief, true stories that illustrate the profound utility of just saying hello.
Please do. Real-world examples are the best way to understand this.
The first story involves a young woman who walked into a new language class in an unfamiliar city. She knew no one and felt entirely isolated.
That's a tough situation.
The social friction in the room was high, but she took a breath, turned to the person next to her, and simply said, "Hello, everyone. My name is," and introduced herself.
And what happened?
The tension instantly broke. The person beside her smiled warmly and replied, "Hi, nice to meet you." They formed a study group and became close friends.
That is amazing. That entire relationship was unlocked by a single, brave greeting.
It acts like a key turning in a lock.
What is the second story?
The second occurred in a public park. A woman noticed an elderly man sitting alone on a bench. He appeared very isolated.
Okay.
She simply made eye contact as she walked past and said, "Good afternoon. How are you doing today?"
A nice, polite greeting.
Yes. And the man immediately brightened. He told her he was doing quite well, and they spent the next 10 minutes discussing the weather and the local birds.
Her greeting didn't just practice her vocabulary.
No, it provided a moment of genuine human connection for someone who really needed it.
It proves that most people are actually eager to connect. They are just waiting for someone else to take the first step.
Precisely. The third scenario is about utility. A woman was browsing in a bookstore and noticed a tourist staring in confusion at a map.
Oh, he was clearly lost.
Very lost.
Yeah.
She approached and asked, "Hi, do you need help?" The tourist was incredibly relieved. He was trying to find an art museum.
So she provided simple directions.
She did. And before leaving, he sincerely thanked her and complimented her clear English.
That is a massive confidence boost. Her willingness to initiate contact allowed her to test her skills in a real environment, and it genuinely helps someone.
It's a win-win.
Now, those stories are fantastic, but we need to understand that greetings change depending on the environment. There is a distinct difference between formal and informal situations.
Context is everything in language. Let's look at formal greetings first.
Imagine you are walking into an office for a job interview. This is a high-stakes environment where respect is paramount. You would use a formal greeting.
Right. You look the person in the eye, offer a firm handshake, and say, "Good morning," or, depending on the time, "Good afternoon."
If you are speaking with senior executives, you might even hear the very traditional, "How do you do?"
In those professional settings, you must also understand how to use formal titles to show respect.
Titles are very important.
If you are addressing a man, you use the title Mr., followed by his family name, his last name, for example, Mr. Davis.
Got it.
Mr. Davis. If you are addressing a woman in a professional environment, the modern and respectful title is Ms. Carter. For example, Ms. Carter.
So saying, "Good morning, Miss Carter, it is very nice to meet you," immediately establishes you as someone who understands professional boundaries.
It leaves a highly competent impression.
But if you use that same language at a coffee shop with someone your own age, it creates strange social friction.
Oh, absolutely. You would sound overly stiff.
Exactly. You don't say, "How do you do, Mr. Davis," to a friend.
No, definitely not.
For informal settings, you want to be relaxed. You use words like "hi" or "hey," or the very common question, "What's up?"
Which simply means what is currently happening in your life.
And as you become more comfortable, you will notice regional variations. Slang.
Yes. In the United Kingdom, a very common informal greeting is, "All right, mate."
All right, mate.
It just means, "Hello, are you well?" In certain regions of the American West, you might genuinely hear a friendly, "Howdy."
Howdy. It shows that language is not just a rigid set of rules. It has geography and personality.
It really does.
No. Once you have successfully initiated the conversation with a greeting, you are often required to provide basic personal information.
Especially if you are opening a bank account, speaking to an employer, or filling out a document.
These are your practical life skills. You must be able to clearly communicate the data of your own life.
You need to know your address, which is the specific name of your street, and the number of your building.
Right. And you need to confidently say your zip code, which is a unique sequence of numbers that tells the Postal Service exactly which neighborhood you live in.
And your area code.
Yeah.
Which refers to the first 3 digits of your telephone number, indicating your geographic region.
Being able to articulate "my zip code is" without hesitation gives you autonomy.
It does. It allows you to participate in society without constantly needing a translator or a friend to help you.
It is a very empowering milestone for a beginner.
It is the moment you transition from an observer in a new country to an active participant.
We have covered a tremendous amount of ground today, exploring both the physical mechanics and the psychology of language acquisition.
You really have.
Let's gently recap this optimized roadmap for our listeners.
I think reviewing the steps will help solidify the information.
Step 1. Start with input. Lower your affective filter by relaxing on your couch. Watch a simple sitcom.
Use subtitles in your native language first to understand the context. Then switch to English subtitles.
To create that powerful dual coding link in your brain between the visual word and the audio sound.
Step 2. Process the information selectively. Do not overwhelm your cognitive load.
Choose exactly 5 words per episode.
Write down the word, define it, and take ownership by writing your own sentence.
Use opposite words, like heavy and light, to create strong mental anchors.
Step 3. Train your physical anatomy. Shadow the actors on screen to develop muscle memory in your mouth and tongue.
Break complex words down into rhythmic syllables to remove the fear.
And speak to yourself in the mirror 10 times a day to normalize the experience and destroy the psychological barrier of embarrassment.
And finally, step 4, apply it. Step into the real world and deploy the power of a simple greeting to reduce social friction.
Master both the formal and informal variations, and learn the vocabulary of your personal information so you can navigate society independently.
It is a logical, scientifically sound, and highly accessible plan.
I completely agree.
But before we conclude our conversation today, we want to leave you with one final, slightly provocative thought to carry with you as you begin this journey.
Yes. As you step out and start speaking, you are inevitably going to make mistakes.
It's going to happen.
You will mispronounce a syllable or you will use a slightly incorrect word. Most beginners view these mistakes as failures to be deeply ashamed of.
Right.
But consider a different perspective. A warm smile is universally understood. It requires no translation. But think about this. What if the mistakes you make are actually the exact variables that make native speakers find you charming, courageous, and authentically human?
That completely flips the script.
Think about your own emotional reaction. When someone from another country tries to speak your native language and they stumble or make a small error, do you judge them harshly?
Rarely. Usually, it triggers a protective, empathetic response.
You want to assist them. You appreciate their effort.
Yeah.
What if your imperfect English, complete with all its flaws, is not a barrier, but is actually your greatest psychological tool for generating empathy and building genuine relationships?
That is a profound realization. Your vulnerability, your imperfect English, is an asset.
Because it proves you are trying.
It proves you value connection more than you value perfection.
Precisely. Perfection is intimidating. Vulnerability builds bridges.
Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation today. Remember, the journey does not start in a textbook.
Your television is waiting, your mirror is waiting.
And the real world is waiting for you to simply say hello, take your time, trust the process, and we look forward to talking with you next time.